Today for you and tomorrow for me. Yeah. So what's the use in pretending to your brother? Yeah. That you love them and behind you're trying to kill them. Yeah. Gotta wake up, gotta.
So I said, come on, let's get a coffee.
Gotta wake up to reality.
Oh, smoke is so acrid. I can hardly breathe in here. You should get some hash, man. You can't go wrong. Not true. Crowd needs to go very wrong. I mean, very quickly, and everyone in this room will suffer the consequences. You are out there, man, in the ether. Yes, well, I'd love to further pursue our palaver, but I'm not fluent in freak-up. So, I'm just gonna turn back over here, back towards my table. Say, are you hungry? You know, I wasn't when I came in, but isn't that so funny? I'm getting there. Yeah, same here. I think the only reason we die is the... Dude, I know what you're gonna say, and I am so completely... Wait. Shh. The only reason we die is because we accept it as an inevitability. Do you think I'll ever find the right woman? Oh, God, yes, man. Come on, dude, you're great.
Some long interlude business. Anyway, I'll get back to the talk after this tune here. Sounds of the Dead is proud, okay? Big up to yourself, big up to everybody who's listening in. Little music interlude before we get back into the deep stuff, okay? Okay, take it in. To all the silent listeners, big up to Shauna, big up to Byro, big up to Crook, and hello to my mum. Thank the Lord Almighty that we're still alive, you know? Every single time, man. Big up to all the BFM DJs and the management. Coming from the Crazy D and the Late Night Men of Mystery, okay? Okay.
If you ever leave me, if you should desert me, baby, I don't know just what I do. Said I don't know just what I do. I really don't know just what I do. Whoa.
This one goes out to all the lovers crew, lovers to lovers.
The way I love you now.
If you are missing a loved one, don't worry, there's plenty more fish in the sea, yeah?
Promise you won't leave me. Promise you won't hurt me. Promise you won't ever make me
Last night in Vancouver, when I was at the last talk, a guy came to me at the break who'd been on the protest at Seattle against globalization, when the agent provocateurs was sent in to cause trouble, which the cameras shot, and was blamed on the protesters who up to that point had been perfectly peaceful. This is what happens, agent provocateurs, problem, reaction, solution. And this is a guy who, you know, believes in Jesus and all that stuff, which if he wants to do that, that's great. But the point is, you know, it wasn't some way out guy who smokes a weed or something and has visions. And he was arrested and taken to the police station. And in the police station, when he was being held down and the sergeant came over, he said the sergeant shapeshifted in front of him, turned into a reptile, and then came back to human, and then shapeshifted again and returned. So then when you talk to insiders, and when you look back at the texts that talk about the fact that this serpent race exists in planes unknown to man, just outside this frequency range, then there is a gathering mass of evidence that this is going on. And, you know, again, people who dismiss it without question, without research, and without reading further about it, they're not making a statement about me. They're making a statement about themselves. The idea that they can come to definite conclusions about something without even looking at it. I mean, excuse me, and you claim to be in control of your own mind. So it's not my job to persuade them. I don't want to persuade them. But the point is, there's a gathering mass of evidence to support it. And what I was going to say is, you know, you talk to physicists, and even within this frequency range, this narrow frequency range that we can access, that we call the universe, we can only see about 10% of the matter that exists in this universe. We can only see matter that reflects light. Luminous matter, they call it. Dark matter that doesn't reflect light in a way that we can perceive it, we can't see. So, you look at the fantastic diversity of genetics and expressions of life that we can see in this tiny 10% and less of this one little frequency range, then you kind of think outside of this frequency range is infinity. If entities had not evolved through the reptilian stream, when you look at the unbelievable diversity of the reptilian species in this tiny little 10% of the universe that we can see, in this little frequency range, then it's not that it's fantastic that this species could throw up a form that is humanoid and has an intellectual intelligence. It's actually staggering if it had not done so. I spoke at this conference in America, and I talked to this guy who ran a magazine, and he was a real straight Christian patriot guy, not into all this, you know, stuff. And he said to me, you know, I like your stuff, he said. I like all your political stuff and all your secret societies, he said, but I have a real problem with this reptilian thing, right? And the shape-shifting. He said, I can't get my head around that. So fair enough, not a problem. Just take what you like and leave the rest alone. So anyway, the next day, I walk into the area where he is, and everyone's in the conference listening to somebody, so the room's empty. He said, oh, God, I've got to talk to you. He said, I talked to you. He said, Last night, he said, I met this man who had a real problem with me because of something I did that he didn't like, something I wrote he didn't like. He said, and he got angry, and he was screaming, you know, kind of totally lost it. He said, and the hotel manager came over and said, look, hey, can you take this elsewhere, please? You're upsetting the other customers. So he thought, I'm out of here. I can't take this anymore. And he went to the elevator. And as the elevator doors were closing, this guy, still at it, comes to the elevator, right in his face, get absolutely livid. And he said he shapeshifted in front of me. So he was then much more open to the fact that this is no illusion. This is conditioned to believe that people manifest and entities manifest as like human bodies, because that's the conditioned mind reacting. I understand that, but any conditioned mind that says, I am not going to look at the evidence, I'm just going to dismiss it because it is so different, is a conditioned mind.
That was the sounds of David right there, a little interlude there before we go to the community ad break there. Talking about the shape-shifting reptiles. A lot of people like to mock this brother, like he was an ex-footballer as well. I think he was a goalie or something like that. But these are exactly the same people that I am trying to put across to you. There is an elite, people that lurk in the background, behind the Illuminati, behind the Freemasons, and these people are the ones that are behind all the disruption that we've got going on in the Middle East right now. Forget what your heart is telling you. Forget looking at these situations with emotion. You've got to look at these situations with a clear head. And I'm looking at this stuff clear because I'm trying not to look at things with a clouded judgment, with a bias towards a particular ideology or a thing or a belief. I'm not trying to look at it like that. I'm trying to look at it without bias, so that I can see it for what it is. And there's a lot of sense behind what he says, especially when it comes to shape-shifting. And I've had a show on about it a long time ago, actually. Bloody hell, so much time has passed. A long time ago, we were talking about frequencies. Imagine what you could see beyond your sight. And this is a crucial part of the argument, because, like he said, we only see the universe manifests itself in so many different colors and forms and stuff like that. But it only represents 1% of all the matter and energy and forms that are out there. 1%. So what happens to the other 99%? Well, we have been conditioned or altered in such a way that we can't envision it, we can't imagine it, we won't be able to experience it unless we deprogram the mind and run it in a different state, run the mind in a different way, so that we're more susceptible to see those different types of frequencies. It's all about hard work and focus and stuff like that. I mean, it's easy for me to stand up and say that. But there are things that are there's so much of it that is right in front of our faces. And we need to move away from this this age that we're living in, because it's not doing us in particular any good. It is, if anything, it is causing more problems than it's worth, especially when it comes to the politics of oil. Who would have thought that something which is just a black gloopy substance could be worth so much pain and suffering? But this is exactly what we've got going on right now. Do remember you can get in contact with me, 07957725555. We'll get back to some real talk after the break. Keep it here on the Beat FM 101.9.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide Renowned. Yeah, all over the globe, universal, internationally. You know, it's Beat FM. Yeah.